Once upon a time, in ancient India, the Buddha was walking through a village. Suddenly, a young angry man comes up and begins to insult him. "You have no right teaching others. You're just as stupid as everyone else. You are nothing but a fake." The Buddha did not get upset by these insults. Instead, he asked the young man a question. "Tell me, if you buy a gift for someone and that person does not take it, to whom does the gift belong?" The young man was surprised that he asked such a strange question, but he said, "It would belong to me because I bought the gift." The Buddha smiled and said, "That is correct. And it's exactly the same way with your anger. If you become angry at me and I do not get insulted, then the anger falls back on you. You are the only one that becomes unhappy, not me. All you've done is hurt yourself." The Buddha continued, "If you want to quit hurting yourself, you must get rid of your anger and be happy instead. Because when you hate others, you yourself become unhappy. But when you love others, everyone is happy." Ladies and gentlemen, fellow seekers of happiness, this evening you will learn 4 habits of the unhappy. I bring these habits to you to help you avoid them and to inspire you to be happy. Now, Aristotle is probably the most important philosopher of human history. Aristotle's major breakthrough was this: all human behavior is purposeful. It is aimed at a goal. Everything that you do for a reason. And he determined that the ultimate goal, the ultimate reason for everyone, was the desire to be happy. But unfortunately, circumstances and external events can make life unhappy. But for the most part, people's unhappiness comes from their own decisions. You see, they choose to be unhappy. And each choice, when repeated, becomes a habit. The following are the 4 habits. The first habit is being a perfectionist. Does life have to be perfect before you're happy? If you answer yes to that question, you may never be happy. Everyone, repeat after me. Problems are a part of life.
Problems are a part of life.
Thank you for that high energy. Eric Thomas once said, "You're either in a storm, you're coming from a storm, or you're heading to a storm." Problems are a part of life. And the sooner that you accept that problems, mistakes, failures, rejection, and loss are all just a part of life, the sooner you'll become happy. So how does one overcome perfectionism? Step number 1, cut yourself some slack. And step number 2, don't sweat the small stuff. Because you know what? It's all small stuff. As Zig Ziglar once said, don't ever let the seeds stop you from enjoying the watermelon. The second habit of the unhappy is letting the past dictate their future. Another major cause of unhappiness is people living in the past and constantly reliving, rehashing painful, traumatic memories. These people's most famous words, and the words that they love to say, are "if only." If only I would have went to a different college. If only I would have hit that game-winning shot back in high school. If only I would have got that dancing job at the Thunder Down Under. If only. What these people fail to realize is this: you can never change the past. It is what it is. For example, no matter how much my mother-in-law would dwell upon the outcome of World War II, it would always come out the same way. The Germans lost. So the past should be looked at for what it really is, a mere learning experience. I say this affirmation every morning. I will let go of my negative past and concentrate all my energy on the now. I will never let my past dictate my future. The third habit is holding grudges. Do you hold a grudge when someone cuts you off in traffic? Do you hold a grudge when someone doesn't respond to your text message? Do you hold a grudge when you get a bad evaluation in Toastmasters? It's so easy to allow yourself to hold a grudge against another person. But holding grudges is like letting another person live rent-free inside your own mind. When you hold a grudge, as Buddha says, you end up hurting yourself more than the other person you're trying to get back at. So how does one let go of holding grudges? This is easier said than done. Forgive, forget, and move on with your life. Here's a great quote by Brian Tracy. Never hold grudges. When you're holding a grudge, they're out dancing. The fourth and final habit of the unhappy is engaging in negative self-talk. One of Buddha's most famous quotes is this: you become what you think. Marcus Aurelius said that, Napoleon Hill said that, and so did Earl Nightingale. You become what you think. In fact, your self-talk or your inner talk determines over 95% of your own emotions. In addition, whatever you say to yourself, your subconscious mind accepts those thoughts as direct commands. So you must keep your self-talk positive, like this. Repeat after me. I can do it.
I can do it.
I'm the best.
I'm the best.
I love myself. Thank you. That was high energy, right? But oftentimes, our self-talk can get kind of negative. Your inner critic could be in your ear saying things like, I could never do that. I'm just not good enough. Lynn would never go for a dude like me. Okay, to be continued. So how does one eliminate your negative self-talk? One way is to give your inner critic a funny name. Lately, I've been calling my inner critic Little Trump. LT for short. And you know what, Mike? LT was talking to me before my speech. He was saying, hey, Rich, you're going to forget your entire speech. Rich, you're going to look like a complete idiot. Rich, stop. When I recognized that Little Trump was talking to me, I did an immediate pattern interrupt. I said, shut up, Little Trump. Not useful. I'm going to rock this speech tonight. I'm going to be F-A-B, fabulous. The bottom line here is you could be your own best friend or your own worst enemy. Because whatever you believe about yourself will always manifest itself. So in conclusion, instead of me repeating the 4 habits of the unhappy, let me proclaim to you the 4 habits of the happy. So number 1, happy people are not perfectionists. Number 2, happy people don't live in the past. Number 3, happy people never hold grudges. And number 4, happy people engage in positive self-talk. So ladies and gentlemen, fellow seekers of happiness, I encourage you today to start right now and be happy on purpose. I want you to own your happiness. And here's the key. Tomorrow, when you wake up in the morning, don't wait to see what kind of day you're going to have. You must decide on what kind of day you're going to have. Decide to be the captain of your ship. Decide to be in control of your thoughts. Decide to be the Buddha. Mr. Toastmaster.